Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to be talking about a snowstorm that could be our first major snowstorm for the Northeast. Before I get started with the video, I would ask that you would subscribe and like the video if you do like the video. Anyway, let's get right into it. Looking at some model projections here, we see the GFS. This is at 850 HPA air temperature. This is Celsius. But you see that red line in between the blue and the green? That's actually your freezing line there. This is usually where your snow rain line sets up here, since this is upper air. It's going to be above freezing for most of the surface temperature, so we're going to see that red line, according to the GFS, is your rain snow line, and you see our low pressure system there just to the west of that line. Moving on, though, here's our snowfall totals according to the GFS. See a lot of 4 inches, 3 inches, 6 inches there in Canada, but a lot of those purples project 3 inches plus. And you can see in Vermont some of those mountaintops getting in the 6 inches plus. And then the Tug Hill getting around 3 inches in some areas, but mostly 2 inches plus, as well as a lot of upstate New York getting in on some of that. New Hampshire, White Mountains. But this is looking to be mostly a Maine special. What I mean by that is Maine getting most of the snow here, or most of the potential snow. We're only a few days out, and there's a lot of uncertainty here between the two models that we're going to be looking at. Moving on to the European model, here's our 500 HPA cyclonic relative vorticity. So this is kind of how we see our energy and a lot of that wind. It's just a really good way to see that. Looking here, we see that our low pressure system is somewhere just north of Minnesota here. Then moving on here, we can see that the storm is offshore at this point. This is Wednesday 12Z. So we see most of that energy offshore, whereas the GFS like to keep it offshore, or onshore, sorry. So here's your snowfall total according to the Euro. This is, like I said, looking like a possible Maine special, with potential for up to 10 inches of snow there in the bullseye area. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on this one, especially if you're in northern Maine. Looking at a very good chance there at that possibly happening, but 6 inches plus widespread here according to the European. The European is the best model out there, so yeah, we're looking at possibly our first major snowstorm here. And then I made a little graphic here just so you can see the GFS projection, valid October 25th. I think that's Wednesday. I could take another look. Okay, so Thursday is the 25th, but that's when all our snow will be done falling. So most of the action is going to be happening on the 24th, Wednesday. And here's our surface pattern. You see our jet stream there in that turquoise stripe there. That's our northern jet stream. Then we have our low pressure system sticking kind of into Canada, not touching the United States yet. And we're really going to see rain for most of Pennsylvania, New York here according to the GFS. Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. It's really northern Maine, extreme northern Maine here where we even get some snow, and like I said before, they're not really showing very much, maybe 2-3 inches there, but mostly rain for the entire state. I think a lot of people will see their first flakes. It's just this is where we're going to see the most snow in that white section. And then here's our Euro projection here, again valid through the 25th. You see that dip in the northern jet stream? It really dips down a lot more and goes a lot more vertical there at the end, and we get that low pressure system to go offshore more and track up the east coast. This is what leads to a lot of that snow there in the Tug Hill mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire, as well as, you know, most of Maine getting a lot of snow there. So that's the big difference here, and also the snow amounts here. We have a lot more precipitation with this one as it intensifies offshore. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on this one. Again, I'm leaning more towards the European projection just because that is the better model here, but either can happen. We're going to need to take a close eye on this one, or keep a close eye on this one, as it can go either way. This could either be a major snowstorm or a minor snowstorm. So again, stay tuned. I'm going to have more of a forecast, more of a snowfall forecast coming out in the next 2 days, as we're going to need to make a forecast for this one. So we're going to keep a close eye on this one, and I'll keep you guys updated. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day.